Good morning, everyone. Calling to order the Tennessee Commission on Firefighting Personnel Standards and Education business meeting for April 27th, 2016 here at the Park Vista in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Would everyone please rise and join Commissioner Vance in prayer and Commissioner Curley with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Most gracious and kind, loving Heavenly Father, we are again joyful to be able to come to you this morning and talk to you in prayer. We're grateful for the presence of these folks in the fire service, and we pray that whatever is done today by the Commission will be to the benefit of the communities for which the firefighters serve and for the firefighters and their safety. Help us, dear Lord, to overcome the difficulties of life and help adversity in our lives to make us have a stronger faith. Dear Lord, there are several in our presence who are not able to be here today because of sickness or ill health, and we pray for their recovery and them getting back to a more normal, healthy lifestyle. Continue to love us, and thank you for your love towards us, and thank you for your presence in our lives, and help us to always keep that presence of you in our lives in all we do, say, think, or act. Now give us strength, dear Lord, as this commission can in accordance with your will. And dear Lord, when our life on this earth is over, we pray that we'll be in paradise and live an eternal life with you in heaven. Forgive us of our many sins. In Jesus Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Please join me. Salute. Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Vance and Commissioner Curley. Next up is the roll call of Director Fox.
Commissioner Biggs. Here. Commissioner Finucane.
Present.
Commissioner Curley.
Present.
Commissioner McCormick.
Present.
Commissioner Nafee. Commissioner Speck.
Present.
Commissioner Hedgepath.
Present.
Commissioner Sorge.
Present.
Commissioner Vance.
Present.
You do have a quorum.
Thank you, Director Fox. The chair would entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the February 2016 meeting.
So moved.
I have a motion on the floor to approve the minutes from Commissioner McCormack. Second from Commissioner Sorge. Any discussion? Comments? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion say the sign of aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up is announcements. I want to say a very large thank you to the Tennessee Fire Chiefs Association. They always throw out their hospitality to the Commission on Firefighting. We greatly appreciate that. Specifically, I'd like to thank Darrell Blair, the conference manager, and of course the president, Chuck Walker of the Tennessee Fire Chiefs Association, for their hospitality and having us giving us this meeting room to conduct our business. So thank you so much to the Tennessee Fire Chiefs Association. Next up, I'd like to turn the floor over to Commissioner Charlie Vance.
Good morning. My present appointment as a fire commissioner will end July the 31st, 2016. I have been on the Fire Commission since 2004, which is 12 years, and served under two governors, Phil Bredesen, Bill Haslam. It has also been a privilege to have served with Julie Mix McPeak, Commissioner of Commerce and Insurance. I have certainly been well blessed with Gary West, Steve Masiak being Deputy Commissioners. They have both influenced me and influence this commission to a higher level. Gary is a tremendous asset to the commission and the fire service. His knowledge and vision is vital to our fire service. Also, we have on board now Al Thomas, who is Chief of Staff, and he is a valuable asset to the progress of the Fire Commission. Chief Thomas brings with him a wealth of knowledge, experience, and understanding at organizing and applying his skills for the future of the Fire Commission. It is a pleasure for Julie McPeak and Gary West to have a seat at our table during meetings. Roger Hawks, Executive Director of the Tennessee Fire Service and Codes Enforcement Academy, is also a welcome addition to a seat at our meetings. Roger and his staff are doing an excellent job at providing a valuable wealth of knowledge. When all people are together at the same table, much can be accomplished for the future of the fire service. Randy Fox, Director of the Fire Commission, and his staff are so valuable to the accomplishments and progress the Commission has made in doing our best to satisfy the customer, which is our firefighters across the state. Kudos to the Fire Commission staff. The Commission has as its legal advisor Attorney Joe Underwood. He has been a tremendous help in our policy and rulemaking decisions. We are grateful to have you. Joe puts in many laborious hours in helping us fulfill our mission statement. As I began my appointment in 2004, I had an eye-opener. From my eyes, I saw that the meetings were organized chaos and shouting matches. I was very awkward and embarrassed as to what I was getting into. Although the commissioners at the time were aware of their ability to promote training in the fire service. I have been very humbled in being on the commission with so many great fire service personnel. As time would have it, the Fire Commission has a group of individuals who are very professional, knowledgeable, and follow protocol. Although each commission member has his or her vote, it is a team working for the betterment of the fire services and the communities for which the fire service is responsible. And folks, there is no I in team. I have witnessed several goals being accomplished during my 12-year tenure. We are now FFC and Pro Board approved. We now are using computers for our agenda and have the ability to stream our meetings on the internet. And we also have a very good audio system. The Fire Commission has also begun using a computer database system called ACADIS, which is very beneficial to the fire departments. The Fire Commission has implemented a customer service survey for the fire departments to respond. This covers ideas and inputs as to what the Commission can do to improve. The feedback that has been received is excellent and a great value in determining how we address these issues. We know that the issues that concern Tennessee fire departments are important, and we welcome constructive criticism and will maintain a relationship with each fire department to resolve and explain each issue. We also have a turnaround time on test scores that is amazing. I am hopeful that more fire departments across our great state will become members of the Fire Commission programs. The days of promoting the political good old boy system for any and all chief officers should be put in the Fire Museum and archived. The days of the chief acting as a superhero and believing that they have all the answers is gone. There are still too many chiefs, both professional and volunteer, who are not keeping up with the changes and opportunities that are available to have a more skilled level of training. Our young firefighters need proper guidance and discipline, which includes training for their own safety and the welfare of the communities. The firefighting challenges at the emergency scene are very serious and dangerous. Good, strong leadership is the key, and keeping these folks safe is a vital factor. Thanks to the Lord, I have not missed a conference call, special meeting, work, and business meeting during the 12 years as a commissioner. It was my goal after being appointed to arrange my schedule for this appointment. I encourage all who are appointed to the commission to make it a priority to attend all meetings, as this makes for a strong fire commission and everyone's ideas and input is needed. I will be 76 years old in August and will have served the fire service for 52 years. I have always practiced Christian values during my years, which include being faithful, honest, fair, and loyal. I feel that it is time for me to step aside, opening a position for a very well-qualified fire service person to step in as a member of the Fire Commission. Therefore, I will not be applying for another term on the commission. I will still be willing to continue to serve until my vacancy is filled. May the wind always be at your back. May the road rise up to meet you. God bless. Respectfully submitted. And these two. I have one more thing I'd like to say before Commissioner Finucane takes over. This past legislative session, we had a great person going to bat for the fire service in David Windrow. We had some bills that were very important to the fire service, one of which got passed for the Fallen Firefighters Memorial in Bell Buckle. We received a grant, I guess that's what you'd call it, of $10,600 for the memorial for 1 year. There was also another bill of which was worked on very hard by our lobbyist and David to help get the volunteers incorporated into the commission program on a pilot project for 3 years. It was not passed, but it will come up again next year. What disappoints me about this is there were so few volunteers who went up and talked to their legislatures at Legislative Plaza about this bill, that I was not able to go due to the fact I had just recently had knee surgery and I could not walk. David has told me that there wasn't but about 12 people that went, and 5 he took with him. Folks, it's up to you and me to get off our duffs and make sure this bill is happening next year, especially the volunteers. I've heard for 12 years that the volunteers needed to be included, and now here's a chance for them to be included on a pilot program. Let's get this bill passed next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Vance. I'm going to make a quick comment. Charlie, I was appointed with you 12 years ago, and you bring great passion to the fire service in the state of Tennessee. You bring great passion to the Tennessee Commission on Firefighting. I want to thank you for your dedication and your work ethic that has uplifted the commission to greater heights. It has been an extreme privilege and honor to have served with you on the commission, and I wish you the best of luck with your retirement from the commission. Again, thank you for your service. You've always been highly professional. We've been on opposite ends of issues. We've been on the same ends of issues, but you've always been a friend, and you've always acted extremely professional. So thank you. Chiefs, I believe you have a committee meeting. They're not just leaving Charlie on you, but they'll be back. So they have a committee. They're meeting on the Firehouse Expo, so they'll be back shortly. So thank you, Chiefs, for being here. Before we move on, I'd also like to, again, officially welcome a new member of our state firefighting commission, gentleman firefighter from Newport Fire Department, Torrin Hedgepath. He is going to be joining us, replacing Mike Slay when Mike Slay stepped down from the commission. Torrin's going to be with us for a couple of months during his this interim period. And then I'm not sure if you're going to apply for the position, but certainly Torrin will be with us for definitely the next couple of months. So we'd like to welcome Torrin Hedgepath, our new firefighting commissioner. So thank you.
Thank you, guys.
You have any words?
Do the best I can. I will be applying for the position again in June, end of June, July. So hopefully you'll be seeing me for 6 or so years.
Well, welcome aboard, and we're going to have a busy period the next couple of months. So you certainly be put into the pot of boiling water with us. So welcome aboard. Okay, moving along. Next up is guests, and first up is our great friend from Tennessee Fire Codes and Enforcement Academy, Jeff Elliott.
Good morning. I want to start out by asking Brian Nicholson to stand up so everyone can see him. Brian is the retired state fire marshal from Shelbyville Fire Department, and he was hired full-time. He is now the supervisor over the codes program at TFACA, and they're definitely excited about their building up their staff, so we're honored for Brian to travel with us. I'll start out by talking about our recruit program. We graduated 15 recruits April 15th, mostly made up of mostly career firefighters that were hired and sent to us. We did have some open enrollees. So they graduated April 15th. When they walked across the stage, 100% were certified in awareness and operation, and 13 out of 15 were certified as Firefighter 1. So we consider that a very successful 10 weeks that we had, and thank the commission for working with us so close to make those certifications possible during the 10 weeks. Next recruit class is scheduled on campus for August 29th. We've got several training opportunities coming up across the state. I'll lead with the annual Chiefs Conference that's going to be in Embassy Suites in July. We'll be offering a direct delivery from the National Fire Academy Executive Skills Series, Exercise in Leadership, to facilitate change. So that will be a direct delivery offered on the Saturday and Sunday just before the conference starts. A reminder that probably May and June you'll start seeing us really push for the NFA Tennessee-Virginia weekend. That's going to take place September 24th and 25th, 2016. This year we're allotted 8 classes. So we'll be pushing for that pretty hard starting May timeline that we'll be starting to take applications for those. I just want to mention it, but I assume Training Officer Knutson will come forward later about the Smoky Mountain weekend. But just want to make the commission aware there'll be 2 different training opportunities. The weekend of May 20th, Smoky Mountain weekend here, and then also in Jackson, Tennessee, the Tennessee Firemen's Association will be having their annual conference. We do have the calendar set for the Fire Chief Orientation. There'll be 2 more dates in November where that Fire Chief Orientation class is offered on campus. We'll be going to Jackson, Tennessee, August 6th through 7th, and then in conjunction with the Upper East Tennessee Fire Rescue Conference in October. It'll be offered in that area. The Fire Academy this year is going to do something to recognize the Stand Down for Safety. That is set for the week of June 19th through the 25th. The first class that we posted will be the very first Incident Safety Officer class that the Academy is offering to support the new certification that y'all have. So our instructor has worked very close with Rick Rockford, and they know exactly how they're going to handle that 5-day class in conjunction with the practicals. And the end game is at the very end of the last 5th day, they'll sit for that certification. That class is already filled. We'll also be offering Train the Trainer for National Traffic Incident Management. That will be offered free of charge. We'll be offering behavioral health, medical monitoring, and firefighter cancer awareness during the week. All of that is free of charge. The Incident Safety Officer class is a pilot class we also offered free of charge. So it's a full 5 days of training that we're offering that tuition free. And I guess the last thing that I'll bring up is something that we're very excited about, and that's the equipment that is getting added to the Fire Academy. We are expecting delivery the end of July of a 3.5-story mobile training tower. We've got verbal commitments from ISO that any fire department that trains 100% of their personnel with this mobile training tower will receive the ISO credit for a training tower. So we're very excited about that. An ISO representative has actually already been to a volunteer department and told them about it, and told them if they complete that training next year, he would add those points to them. So this was purchased off an AFG grant that we were awarded. It'll stand 3.5 stories tall. Each floor has anchor points, window bailout capabilities. The cradle that the tower rests in when it's traveling is watertight, so we'll be able to fill that up, hold about 800 gallons of water. We could do drafting operations, standpipe, sprinkler head operations. The very top of the training tower has a dome with a 24-inch tube off the inside, so it can be used for confined space training. So very much a multi-purpose piece of equipment we're getting. And then the final thing that I'm excited about is the Academy is in the procurement process, meaning specs have been released, bids have been received, and now we're going through the bids on them. But we're adding a 75-foot quint to our fleet. That is an outright purchase, and then we're replacing one of our original commercial pumpers with a new commercial pumper. So those are expected probably within 45 days that we'll be able to say we're awarding those bids. And then timelines on those ran from 300 days to 400 days. So we're excited that our fleet will start being updated. And that's everything I had on my report. Any questions? Yes, sir.
You want to mention about the EMT school?
Well, we probably
Maybe
announced.
you should know. I just thought I'd bring it up. It's so important to me.
You've been working with Director Hooker more than me. You may have more information on that.
As you know, Motlow has a facility on, or shares our campus, and has been doing their paramedic program there. But starting May the 16th, they'll be doing an accelerated EMT program. It'll be 6 weeks in length, and will be EMT basic when they complete that class. Their registration is still open, so if there's anybody out there that is interested in getting that knocked out in a very short period of time, 6 weeks, and you can make that happen. Registration is through Motlow. They're handling all the registration process. So if anybody has any questions or any interest, I'd be glad to talk to them. And we want to try to make this at least an annual offering in the years going forward.
Is everything's advanced EMT now, right? Or is that?
No, it's a
is it
basic.
basic school?
Yes.
Okay.
Just to build on Chief Vance bringing this up, one of the benefits that we see to having Motlow on campus is there were about 4 different days that we had with the last recruit class that we marked as skill days. We coordinate with Motlow, and they bring their paramedic EMT students. One of the things they were doing were providing our medical monitoring and our rehab, and it gives them real-world experience, what firefighters are going to be experiencing coming out of structure fires and that sort of thing. So that has definitely been 2 programs that are very well blended, and it's really preparing them, we think, for the streets, because Motlow has a retired ambulance. That ambulance goes in the fire station. Our burn week with our recruits, we put them in the fire station and dispatch them to over 60 calls in a 5-day time period. So we're not just putting them on the drill field and say, go to the 2nd floor. We're putting them in the fire stations. They're responding out with EMS. So we're doing as much as we can to prepare them for the street in a controlled environment. Yes, sir.
Since I became a member of the commission, I've been working with Roger of hoping this program would get started through some means, and Motlow has stepped up with the Fire Academy. And it's been one of my goals to see that happen, and it's finally coming true. So many fire services across our state are doing that type of work now, more so than firefighting. And so I think we're going to see a great future with Motlow and the Fire Academy working together on this EMT program, and hopefully we'll see a paramedic school out of it before too long.
Commissioner Vance, am I to take that you're going to retire from the commission and jump on an ambulance now?
It could be.
Anything further for Mr. Elliott? Thank you.
I'll have to get my sign-in sheet out there, my board.
Commissioner Vance?
I've got one more thing to add to what I said earlier. If anyone who is appointed to this vacancy feels like it's going to look good on their resume or put a feather in their cap, they're taking this appointment in the wrong way, because sometimes it'll take away that feather in your cap and the resume won't be looked at all, because it is a very tough job to make the decisions that we have to make. So if you're doing it for that reason, you're doing it for the wrong reason. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Vance.
Yes.
Moving along, communications. First up is the Memphis Fire Department waiver request.
Commission members, what you have before you on your iPads, agenda item 7A is a request from the Memphis Fire Department due to some technical issues that they encountered in their submission for their educational incentive pay for 2015. They asked you to consider this. I know they're not present today, but Dennis Bryant's the one who we worked with on this, and he did notify us ahead of time and let us know what was going on. So,
Quick comment. I know Battalion Chief Bryant, and he is a stickler, takes the commission documentation extremely serious, takes his training division very serious at Memphis, and I'm sure that if he had a problem that delayed his submission, that there was a true problem.
and his stuff has been submitted, you know, after the fact, and it has been reviewed, and it's ready to be processed. It's just waiting your decision on this waiver.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve the waiver for the Memphis Fire Department from Commissioner Sorge, seconded by Commissioner Biggs. Any questions, comments? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion say the sign of aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up is the Northview Kodak Fire Department waiver request.
Yes, I think there was someone here.
Is there someone from Northview Kodak?
There is. I was
Please come
thinking
forward.
it was. I thought I seen it on the agenda.
If you would state your name and give us a little brief on your request.
Name's Assistant Chief Joe Fields. We're asking for this waiver request for simple fact of we just recently became a paid department as of January 1, 2016. Working through as a combination department from volunteer over to paid employees through a contract we have with the City of Sevierville, covering part of their area, next to the interstate. trying to get on this program, get our guys some good incentive for training and some ongoing training throughout the next several years.
And, believe, Commissioner Rockford, Coordinator Rockford and Coordinator Cross have both been working with them to, get our training program ready. And, we'll be assisting them through that process, and, we're here to help.
Assistant Chief Fields, thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Any
Mr. Chairman.
questions? Commissioner Biggs?
Have they submitted the program yet?
I think they're in the process of
We're in
getting
the
that
process.
done.
There will be enough time to get it done
Yes.
before we hire?
Yeah, basically, they'll have till the end of the year to get the program finished, but, they'll work with Steve to get that program actually submitted.
And again, thank you for your interest in the firefighting commission. I feel it'll pay dividends for you, so that's great. Chair would entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve.
Second.
From Commissioner Specs, second from Commissioner McCormack. Curley, sorry. Second from Commissioner Curley to approve the waiver request. Any comments? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion say the sign of aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is the Rockwood Fire Department waiver request. Anyone here from Rockwood? Trying to bring that up.
I don't think it is. I don't have anybody on the sign-in sheet from Rockwood. Basically, they're asking for the same thing, and Steve, has worked with them also to get their program in and get it approved, and still in the process of doing that. I believe they already had some classes through TFACA that they wanted to get approved as well, that would count, that's been pre-approved by the commission as part of their in-service also.
So they officially became reinstated to the commission after January 1, 2016, or?
Yes.
Okay. So they've already started classes?
Right.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Chair would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion on the floor from Commissioner Sorge to approve the waiver request from Rockwood Fire Department.
Second.
Second by Commissioner McCormack. Any comments?
I got one.
Commissioner Vance?
You know, this to me is very important that they want to be reinstated to the fire commission. And it bothers me, as close as Rockwood is to Gatlinburg, there's nobody here to talk about it.
Well,
That bothers me a whole lot.
Commissioner Vance, we did tell them that if they couldn't be here for personnel reasons as far as staffing and things of that nature, that they would be available to be online. And with streaming issues, I don't know if we're got them online or not.
I don't see anybody in the chat room.
Yeah.
But Commissioner Vance, I understand your concern. Coordinator Cross has been working with them directly, though. However, right?
And also Coordinator Rockford.
And Rick. And they've already got one class done, and they're submitting their training program after the deadline, basically.
Well, I'm glad to see them get back in. I appreciate that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Any further? All those in favor of the motion to approve Rockwood Fire Department's waiver request, say the sign of aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign, and motion carries. Next up is the Etowah City Fire Department waiver request. Anyone from Etowah?
We do have someone here.
If you would please come forward and state your name.
Good morning. My name is Captain Ferguson from the Etowah City Fire Department.
requesting this waiver to submit our educated incentive pay late. We were just recently joined the commission in January of 2015. Our interest program is along with City of Athens Fire Department with Chief Jim Dyer. And our explanation is that we had a changeover of personnel, and the personnel responsible did not change that over. So since we were notified by Director Fox, we submitted our waiver request.
And I'll just go on record and say that everything he submitted is in order and is ready to be approved, just pending your action.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve.
Second.
And we have a motion to approve from Commissioner Biggs, seconded by Commissioner Vance, the Etowah City Fire Department waiver request for the March 1st deadline. Any comments, questions? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion, say the sign of aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Captain Ferguson, good to see you.
Thank you.
How's everything? Good?
Thank you.
Good to see you. We have, next up on communications, Kaplan, request from Kaplan on training.
Yes, commission members, I received this communications from Kaplan, from a Dr. Mike Bracken, who is a person I've also known who used to work with, I believe, Arkansas in their fire service certification program. Also, he worked in Mississippi in their program as well. He's working with Kaplan now on their Associates of Applied Science and Fire Science, and I'm taking that he's looking for an avenue for their coursework to go out, and then a certifying agency to assist them in certifying members from the state of Tennessee through their coursework. So my question to you today is if you want to move forward with this request and me start a line of communications with him concerning this, or what your direction is for the commission.
I would like to have someone here present, specifically Dr. Bracken, if he would.
I believe there's a legal, I don't know the legal concern regarding this, a for-profit school in the business to do the firefighting commission. My concern would be, there would be a lot of concerns legally regarding that with our relationship with the State of Tennessee Board of Regents that we have other relationships with. I would recommend, how is that going to affect that and concerns?
Thank you, Mr. Underwood. Director Fox, I wouldn't mind hearing him out, however, give him fair due. But I think Mr. Underwood has given us some direction on that also. We can table this to our next meeting, see if he would like to attend, and we can ask him some questions before we make any deliberations on it.
Sure. So your direction would be to move this to June's agenda, or to a motion to table it?
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Biggs?
I say we get Director Fox with our council and see which direction we need to go, because if he's got some concerns, there's no sense in having him come to June if council's got some concerns.
Good idea. Should we table
I think
it?
that's good.
I say we give the director some direction to get with council and figure out the
Yeah,
legal
I
ends
believe
first.
that's a good direction to go in. I'd still like to talk to Dr. Bracken. I think we give him an opportunity, but certainly the director and our legal counsel get together, develop a list of concerns or questions, and then give Dr. Bracken an opportunity to,
And have him bring them answers maybe back to the June meeting. Now, that might
Yeah.
work, but
yeah.
it'd be kinda going backwards if he comes to June and we got a bunch of questions from council.
And I believe he's out. I believe he's out of Memphis, and I know we'll be in West Tennessee at some time this year. That might be a better opportunity for him to appear at such a
That's
meeting
true.
in the future.
We can give him an opportunity to meet with us at any future scheduled meeting, and if it needs to be in West Tennessee to make it more convenient for him, that's fine. So the direction, Director Fox, is to get together with Mr. Underwood and see what concerns and questions are out there concerning this program, and then I'd say go ahead and bring a preliminary report back at our June meeting so we can review that and then go from there.
Okay. I know I have my questions. Are there any questions from the commission members that they would like to entertain for us to consider as well? And that's just a specific question. Maybe you have something now, maybe later you have a question, you can email the director and we can incorporate that into our questioning with the doctor.
Okay. Have we ever, in the past, is there any historical proceedings that we've had with similar issues? Do you know?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. I think that's why everyone is a little bit quiet on it, because when I read this, I wasn't certain as to, what direction we needed to go in.
And that's part of my concern. I know a relationship with Motlow Community College and other community colleges in the Board of Regents regarding fire training. I just don't want to jeopardize anything else without doing some further research.
Will this be competitive with Motlow?
Yes, sir. It's a for-profit university. People would pay to go there versus a TBR or another school.
Motlow's been so helpful with the fire academy in the past, and now they're looking to the future, so I would kind of be hesitant about having Kaplan come in here.
And that is a concern I want to express and kind of research it into it. And then, the former, I believe, if I'm historical correct, and you can correct me on this, the firefighting commission used to be tied to the Board of Regents at some point, wasn't it? Or the fire academy was tied to the Board of Regents.
was.
So we want to be concerned of how that relationship goes forward, I think, too,
Where are they located, Kaplan?
They're all across the country, sir.
Oh, okay.
They pop up.
And all of their programs are online, is that right?
I don't know if they're all online, or if they have an office building where they have classrooms and other
Okay.
things. That's what the further research will be needed into this, and I'll be able to provide some answers next time.
Okay.
I recall we've had some dealings with other academic institutions.
You have approved their online training and stuff in the past as far as from other sources.
But this actually is another step further beyond that. Okay.
This appears to be more like a true partnership is, I think, more what this request is, where before we've just approved in particular programs as they benefited the fire service. Is that correct?
That is
Yeah.
correct, and I could see where it could benefit Kaplan. I just want to research how it could benefit the firefighting commission.
Yeah, the decisions we made in the past more benefited the individual.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Correct.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Computer's moving slow today. Okay, next up is the director's report.
I'd like to provide your report, as Jeff Elliott mentioned earlier concerning the incident safety officer class that they're doing in June in conjunction with the safety stand down. We were tasked with putting a incident safety officer back online that was accredited. We have worked with FFC and Pro Board, and I'm pleased to announce that Pro Board has officially recognized it and accredited it. FFC has officially, well, I'll say unofficially because I don't have an exact letter in my hand, but I do have a letter from the reviewer who did review it through administrative review and said that he would recommend it for review with FFC also. So, the incident safety officer has been accredited. The total payout for the 2015 educational and service at this point, once approved, and y'all have taken care of those matters today with those two waiver requests for both Etowah and Memphis, will be $3,637,200 for a total of 6,062 firefighters from 99 departments. Give you an idea how that compares with the 2014 year versus the 2015 year. We had 5,883 firefighters from 96 departments, which totaled $3.5,229,800. This gives us an additional 179 firefighters, 4 additional fire departments, with a total increase of $107,400 between 2014 and 2015. So we are growing in that aspect and look to grow even more in the future. I think currently we have over 100 departments enrolled in our 2016 training program. Also, we continue to process our application and our self-study document for the FFC site visit that we're anticipating to happen in August. Currently, Linda Brown, our coordinator for accreditation, is out there at this time at the FFC conference. I'll be joining her tomorrow evening out there in Oklahoma City as well. We are in the process of adding aerial and pumper for that site visit also for approval, and it will be to the 2014 standard. In addition, we're updating Fire and Life Safety Educator 1 and 2 to the 2015 standard. We'll also be updating Airport Firefighter as well to the 2015 standard. I would ask for you today to put something in the form of a motion to allow legal to start the rulemaking process to update those standard changes, if you would be so considerate to do so.
I'll make that motion.
I don't know if you need to add that to the agenda or not. That's Joe saying no. Okay.
All right. We have a motion on the floor from Commissioner Vance,
Second.
second by Commissioner Sorge. Any discussion, questions?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Biggs.
should we wait, because rulemaking's such a process, until we get some of these other things in line, or is it gonna be okay to start this now and do more later?
That's my intent, is I will get these from the director and it can incorporate into the other things we're discussing to roll that in so that we
Okay.
can try to do it all
I'm just trying
together
to think it
quickly.
save a little time
It-
and work with.
I appreciate that very much, but yes, we will, that's my intent, is to do as
Roll it
quickly as
all
possible
together.
to roll through those. Thank you.
It's a good question. Thank you, Commissioner Biggs. Oh, ready? Any further? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion, say the sign of aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The motion carries.
Also, we'll be presenting the Fire Commission 101 presentation at the Smoky Mountain Weekend. I've been working with Chris Knutson on that, and also we'll be hosting a test event there as well. I think it's a practical test event. I think a written test event also at the Smoky Mountain Weekend. Also been working with TFACA, working with the Tennessee River Weekend program, and also plan to be doing a presentation down there as well. And probably do one at TFACA in the near future also. Just a reminder, and I know Commissioner Vance talked about this earlier, the board member appointments, term limits due up in the end of July. And we have 3 of those seats, and one of them we believe will be filled by newly appointed Commissioner Hedgepath, and the other 2 will be Chairman Finucane's position and also Commissioner Vance's position as well. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our staff and all the employees at TFACA for their help in our mission. We got a great working partnership with them as far as working with our recruit class. I want to compliment Coordinator Cross on taking care of that. Coordinator Rockford's been working out in the field with several departments, helping them with their graduation recruit classes as well. I know he's working with the Northeast Regional training with their recruits currently at this time, and they're fixing to graduate, I think, pretty soon, if I'm not mistaken. Also, we've worked well with Brian and his class as far as the inspector class at the academy. Also with bombing arson, Russell Robinson, and his fire investigator class as well. That concludes my report. Is there any questions I can field at this time? Go ahead. I'm through.
Thank you, Director Fox. Any questions, comments for Director Fox?
Would you like to make one comment, Mr. Chairman? I just want to thank the office staff, and both TFACA and the commission staff for the work that they're doing. It's obvious that the direction that we've asked is being fulfilled, and I think the fire service is greatly benefiting from that. So thank you to all the hard work that you guys have done. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Sorge. And I'd like to just piggyback real quick and say that the work on the minutes is outstanding. And please convey that. Is that Ms. Brown?
That'd be Miss Brown. That's
Ms.
correct.
Brown has done an outstanding job. It's the minutes are greatly improved and very professional looking, very easy to read. So tell her thank you. Any other comments? Next up is old business. Anything for old business? We don't have anything listed. Commissioners? We'll go to new business, and we have the reciprocity report.
I'm gonna turn this over to Coordinator Rockford at this time.